Here's my question. These fun people over here are doing stuff. Me, the business buyer, I have a fear of missing out. Can you talk to us about fear of missing out? Talk us a little
Yeah.
bit about
So
that. What is it, and what is a potential problem with fear of missing out?
so what do you mean by that? Like fear of missing out on what? And you said there's these people over here that are doing this, and I've got the fear of like, is it people? Do you mean
When you
people are worried that they're not going to be able to buy a business, or what's the what do you mean?
here's what I'm getting at. So you are you do this very specific job, you Jared. So when
Mm.
you Jared hear about other people doing other stuff that's unrelated, how do you handle the fear of missing out, or how do you keep
Yeah,
away from doing things just because of the fear of missing out? You know.
I like it. So, for example, if I'm an online business investor and I like buying online businesses, and then crypto in 2 years' time, when the market's not so bad, just goes boom, it just starts going off, and I'm like seeing the results of other people, and I'm just like getting edgy about it, and going like, oh damn, maybe I've done the wrong thing. I like to revert back to a few core philosophies and principles that I hold close to myself and like to use, and that is that the best returns, I believe, come from time in the space, being in the space a long period of time, because then your knowledge compounds, which means when your knowledge compounds, you can get better returns from it. There's this thing about shiny object syndrome is real, right? Shiny object syndrome is very closely tied to FOMO, the fear of missing out. I also understand that there's so many variables that have happened for an investor or somebody that's posted something on social media for them in order to get a result. For example, there was a guy that I went to school with, and he probably spends a lot of money on gambling. But there's this one big race in Australia. It's a horse racing race, and I think he put like $120 down, and he got like 100 or 200 grand. Right? People go, "Oh my god, I need to start gambling." Well, no, you don't know about the situation of this person. He might have spent 250 grand in gambling prior to getting this big win, and his stress levels may be up and down. So I like to, this is a scary thing. Sometimes people like to a lot of people, social media and stuff like that like life comparisons. Like how can you go, I think it's impossible for people to go on social media and not compare their lives to others, which is why I just dislike going on social media and have so many barriers for me to prevent me from even going on, Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. Because then what can happen is fear gets instilled because you compare your life, and then you look at shiny object syndromes, and that takes you away from your main goal. And best ROI is, I believe, is focus, right? Where your focus goes, energy flows. And the more energy you put into one thing rather than like multiple different things, the better results you're going to get from that one thing and staying in your lane. What I find is that people will go, oh, I can see, they'll watch our case studies, right? Of like all the people that get great results, making thousands of dollars after a couple of months, and they bought a business, and they come in with the expectation of like, I'm going to buy a business within 3 months. And if they get to the 4-month range and they're like, I'm a failure, because they compared themselves to somebody else. So what they do is they go away and start thinking about, oh, should I buy a starter site? Should I go and hire somebody to create me a starter site? Should I go and try this other investment model? Like their main goal is like passive income and financial freedom and choice and having an abundance of choice. And when they don't get a result because they choose a short time frame, they feel like a failure, and then they switch gears and they do that again in the next thing. So maybe they try crypto and they do that, and they go, oh, they do that for 5-6 months and don't make much money, and they end up wasting their time. And then they go around to day trading on Forex. And then they try, I'm going to try, invest in property, and they can't find a property for 6 months or 12 months or can't get finance. Everything they try is too hard. And the only reason it's too hard is because they have a shiny object syndrome, and they also give themselves a short period of time to achieve a goal. Whereas if you said, I'm going to be one of the like greatest crypto investors, if you gave yourself a 30 to 40 year chunk, I'm sure you're going to have a lot more confidence in doing it, right? Rather than, oh, I'm just going to try and see how this goes. I don't believe trying things is just disgusting. If you want to set yourself up for success, is like go for it and then stick with it. And that fear of missing out is like, accept it. Like, yeah, you're going to miss out on some big wins in crypto. Fine. I do. I missed out on some big wins in property, Forex, gold. The thing is, you can't, like, you can try and invest in everything, but you're going to be a jack of all trades. You're not going to be an expert in one. That's the way I like to see it, is like, accept, like, yeah, you're going to miss out on some things.